Hey everyone, this week I thought I would do a video as ordered by YouTuber Jim Chapman. He told his viewers to do the too much information video, which I thought was good for two reasons. First, you guys actually know very little about me and I thought this would be a good way to binge on me. Second of all, I'm one of Jim's best friends. And to make it a bit more interesting, I'm going to do the whole thing in Jim Chapman's voice. Begin. What are you wearing? It's actually a little embarrassing what I'm wearing. I'm wearing a black t-shirt that says "As seen on YouTube." I'm wearing my low crotch tracksuit pants again and these white socks that you can't see with a red vase. Have you ever been in love? I'm currently in love with pizza, but I'm assuming you mean with other people. I would say yes, I have been in love a long time ago now, but there's still a lot of people in my life that I love anyway, so I guess I am still in love. Ever had a terrible breakup? I don't think I've had a terrible breakup. The last one I had was pretty mutual, and if there was anything bad coming from the first one, it was probably my own fault. How tall are you? I am 180 centimeters tall, which is I think about 5'11". How much do you weigh? Funnily enough, I weighed myself the other day after a very long period of time, and I'm 75 kilos. I've got no idea what that is in pounds and stones. Do you have any tattoos? I don't have any tattoos. I have thought about them before, but I don't think I can get them on my own body, even though I like other people that do have them. Any piercings? I personally would get a tattoo over a piercing. They freak me out a little bit, but they can look really good on people, so I do like people with piercings. Your OTP? Well, since I'm pretty much talking to 7 different personalities of mine at once, my one true pairing would be between me and one of those. Favourite show? This makes me feel a bit macho, but my favourite show is actually Top Gear. Something you miss? When I travelled, the thing I missed the most was my car. That is my gateway to freedom and it's the gateway to convenience. Oh, and beaches with sand on them. Thank you, Europe. Favourite song? I honestly don't have a favourite song. I'm not a big person that's into music. If I hear something that I like the sound of, I'm gonna like it. Zodiac sign. I'm a Scorpio, which I think is the really sort of aggressive and independent, forward-thinking one, and I don't believe in this stuff very much, but that is pretty accurate. Quality you look for in a partner. Ideally, they should be human, and a sense of humour, ideally a blunt one. Favourite quote? When Jim did his video, I actually didn't really think I have a favourite quote. There's a number of quotes that I like, but the quote that he said, I really like. Life is a journey, not a destination. So I'm going to claim that one because most of my quotes are probably from fictional characters in films like, "Get to the chopper!" Favourite actor? When I was growing up, my favourite actor was always Harrison Ford, but I think that Liam Neeson has taken that reign, or Michael Fassbender. Favourite colour? Unsurprisingly, it's green, same as my last name, and it's actually the same as Jim's. Best buddies! Loud or soft music? Depends on the mood really, I like both. How long does it take you to shower? Weirdly, I am in and out of the shower really quickly. I don't like standing in there. My showers are like 4 minutes. I put a song on in the bathroom and I'm pretty much done after one song. The main reasons behind that is 1, I get bored, 2, I've got so much to do, and 3, not many of you may know this, but several years ago, Melbourne had massive water droughts and we were restricted to 4-minute showers, and our family really pushed and hammered that down. It was quite crazy in this state. I think I've just maintained it since then. I quite enjoyed 4-minute showers because I'm just in and out. How long does it take you to get ready in the morning? Really not that long. I could probably do it in half an hour max. And me and my brother share a very similar trait where we try and sleep till the latest minute possible and then leave us the shortest amount of time to get ready in the morning so we can sleep as long as we can. The reason I joined YouTube? Well, originally it was for 2 reasons. 1, I just finished my bachelor's degree and did need something to do. Second of all, I wanted to explore this avenue of self-promotion when it comes to films and anything creative, because in Australia it's very hard to distribute things. I don't know if it's like that anywhere else in the world, but it's extremely hard here. What are your fears? I don't have a lot of fears, to be honest. I'm someone that likes to conquer his fears, particularly after I did skydiving. I'm the sort of person that would be happy to sit next to a spider if I could. The last thing that made you cry? Quite literally, I think it was onions. I walked into work and someone had been cutting onions and my eyes just... The meaning behind your YouTube name? Well, the reel spelt like a film reel is meant to emphasise the fact that I'm a filmmaker, an attempting filmmaker, that's talking to you on a weekly basis about random shit. The reel also acts as a pun when you're talking about the corner because it is my little zone where I talk about films and a little filmmaker sits there and goes blah 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 blah. The last book you read? Now, if you know me personally, I don't read very often. 1, I'm too impatient for it, it takes too long, and I much prefer watching films. However, I'm currently reading a book and it is called Holding the Man. It is an amazing book. If you live in Melbourne or Australia, you've probably heard of it, particularly if you're part of the queer community. I really want this to be made into a film one day, and I voluntarily put my hand up to make this into a film because it is fantastic. The last show you watched? talk, yeah. The last person you spoke to. Well, since it's now the morning and no one else is up, I think I spoke to my brother last night before we went to bed. The relationship between you and the last person you text. The last person I messaged was my friend Sam, saying I've transferred the footage, which is some footage for his web series Green Stick. You can watch season 1, youtube.com/GreenStickTV. And Sam is probably one of my closest friends and a very good film colleague. Favourite food? My favourite food has to be chicken parmigiana. If you live anywhere else in the world other than Australia or in Adelaide, look it up. It is amazing. In Adelaide they call it a palmy. I don't know why. Place you want to visit. I think I said this in my last video. There is so much in the world I want to see and want to visit. I want to go everywhere. The place I am going to visit later this year is Los Angeles. Now I know that doesn't sound very exciting. I have been there before, but I am going to VidCon. Yes, I'm going over to VidCon with a few other Australian and New Zealand YouTubers, and we're going to be there making our presence known, or at least attempting to. Probably just going to end up stalking other YouTubers. Not really. If you see me, come say hi. We can give out hugs and we can take photos. The last event you were at. I was at White Night Melbourne last Saturday night. If you don't know what that is, Google it. It was a cool event. Basically, Melbourne stays open all night and there's various light shows and artistic displays all around the city. Do you have a crush? Pretty sure all of my audience thinks I do, but I can tell you now that I don't. It is more of a professional relationship I'm looking at with that potential. The last time you kissed someone? Last week. The last time you were insulted? The problem with me is I don't get insulted very easily. I usually just laugh at everything. So I'm not sure when someone would have insulted me because I probably didn't notice that they were doing it. Favorite flavored sweet? It would have to be red flavor or blue. What instruments do you play? I actually don't play any instruments, but I have played an array of instruments in the past. I've played the piano, the recorder, the clarinet, the trumpet, the side drum. It goes on. And probably the triangle. Favorite piece of jewellery? I don't wear a lot of jewellery. I've got this little piece of leather that you've probably seen in many of my videos. It is from Florence. It is real leather. The last sport you played? I don't actually play a lot of sport. The last sport I played was probably back when I was in school. It would have been either basketball or soccer, but I do go for walks all the time. The last song you sang? Embarrassingly, the last song I sang was probably Kylie Minogue's Get Out of My Way when I was driving back from Torquay with my friend Adam. We punched it out in the car. Favorite chat-up line? Don't actually have a favorite chat-up line, and there is a good reason for this, and if you're not gay, you're going to get educated here. When it's men and men, you don't really need a chat-up line. Pretty much all you need is eye contact and you're done. Have you ever used it? The last time you hung out with someone? I went to the movies last night with my friend Cornelius. He is South African blue, and we saw the new edition of Liam Neeson punching and kicking people, this time in a plane. Finally, who should answer these questions next? Of course, anyone can answer these questions next, but I would love to see my friend Ryan from New Zealand answer these questions. I would also like, I don't know, Troy and Tyler. Just before I go, I want to remind you, I'm done with the voice. Just before I go, I want to remind you that the Oscars are on this weekend, so make sure you watch them, even though we're going to disagree with every single result that they give. But it is your little moviness injection of the year. Also, I'd like to wish everyone a happy Mardi Gras who's flying up or down to Sydney. I'm not going this year, but I did go last year and made a silly little video about it, so you can just click there to see that video. Safe to say that I think this past week, all the gays around the world have been busy gymming, tanning and douching. Okay, that was too much information. That's it for this week's video. As I said, yes, I am going to VidCon. There will be more information being released in the coming months. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I love you all so much. Thanks, Jim. And until next week, that is a wrap.